Yesterday, Keir Starmer responded to complaints about Grok, which is Twitter or X's AI tool, about the ability that it has to digitally alter the images of women and children, and men actually, to strip them of clothes. At risk of a ratings dip, let's hear from Mr. Charisma himself.
Disgraceful. It's disgusting. And it's not to be tolerated. X has got to get a grip of this. And Ofcom have full support to take action in relation to this. This is wrong, it's unlawful, we're not going to tolerate it. I've asked for all options to be on the table. It's disgusting.
I don't believe you, Prime Minister. I don't believe you because I've never heard that level of passion around the actual violence and rape of young white working class women at the hands of Pakistani Muslim grooming gangs. I don't believe you because you haven't called out any of the other multiple platforms that do the same thing, like Google's Gemini, like ChatGPT, like you could do with Photoshop 20 years ago. I don't believe you because X has rapidly responded to your concerns by limiting this feature to use just by paying subscribers, as in people who have provided their name and their bank account details and could be pursued under existing legislation. I don't believe you. So what's this about? What is this really about? And it's simple. It's pound shop tyranny. It is a naked attempt to try and shut down the one platform that has dragged this government kicking and screaming to admit that a man can be a woman, to call out the atrocity of rape gangs, amidst many other U-turns and changes of heart back to a sensible position, giving everyday people a voice. Yeah. Unfortunately, the instincts of this tyrant, and he may not be a tyrant, unfortunately, that Donald Trump will pick up in a helicopter and take away, but he's the type of tyrant that cloaks his level of intolerance with bureaucratic language and that awful shriek of please can we think about the children, when it is not about the children, this is not about safety, this is an attempt to shut you up, and we need to fight back against it.
This interruption is brought to you by ExpressVPN and their New Year deal. New Year, new VPN, and a huge saving of up to 80% if you act now. You're busy planning how to get in shape, but the hackers are planning how to get into your accounts. ExpressVPN locks down your connection so you can start the year protecting your data. So scan the QR code or click the link in the description now.
Well said, well said. Great to Dr. Renee, I think, on this one.
OK, so I agree with you, and I'm going to add to it, though, because there are other sides to this which are very worrying. I agree with you that the reason that he is attacking X is because they detest X. They detest the fact that they exposed them on the grooming gangs and had to drag them there. So, yes, they detest Elon for that. They also hate billionaires that have power. We know that, unless they're donating to their party. But on the other side of it, Elon hasn't done enough. And I don't mean that X should be shut down. Having someone be able to pay to undress me and use me in a porn video on the dark web is not acceptable in any way. Having a baby put into porn videos by AI on Grok is not acceptable in any way.
No one is condoning that.
He hasn't gone far enough, but I agree with you that there is a target at X.
Yeah, I do want to make just a slight counterpoint, because I do agree with you, by the way, particularly when it comes to children. There should be zero tolerance on that. We have to also just state that they're not physically undressing people. It's a digital version of it, basically, right?
Yes,
so it creates a fake version.
It's an image with your head.
With your head, exactly. The only thing I would say is that if we end up banning programs, we also have to look at banning things like Photoshop, which is, you can also do it on that. Someone could Photoshop me into an image too. We have to look at banning that. We've got to be careful not to be too selective about how, and be very careful that we don't end up letting the government censor us for the sake of us stomaching a little bit of indignity.
This is not a little bit of indignity, though, because they have found pornographic pictures of children on the dark web.
I totally agree with that, by the way. So there's got to be a limit.
Renee's right. I think we're ignoring it. Why did it even exist in the first place? I think that's one of the issues. And not only that, I think, X in many ways has become a bit of a cesspool even for things like pornography anyway. I think that's a big issue. I think he's actually got a point when it comes to X.
I don't disagree with you, but any platform where you are sharing large amounts of information with millions and millions of people, there's going to be disgusting stuff on it. We don't shut down the Royal Mail because drug dealers use it as a way to traffic drugs to their customers, which happens every day.
Well, there's an obvious difference, right? And where I'd say X is different to any other online platform at the minute, all of which have to comply to the Online Safety Act and other laws that make all of this illegal, is, you say that nobody condones this. Elon Musk condones this.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
He
I don't think
does.
he does.
And I'll tell you for why I think he doesn't care. On
He's already
Thursday,
made
Sarah B.
Trump's-
Rogers, let me finish. Sarah B. Rogers, the US Under-Secretary of State for Public Diplomacy, said, deepfakes are troubling. We need to have it's a frontier issue that calls for a tailored response, and that this isn't a tailored response. Fine. What also happened last week, though, on Thursday, is Elon Musk asked to loosen AI rules within his own AI unit at X, and as a result, 3 safety engineers left. He has no interest in regulating this, in making it more difficult to create child sex abuse images.
Right.
He has no interest. This is purely business for him.
Fine.
And Keir Starmer has to come out strongly against this. I don't think they'll ban X, but he certainly needs to get into a slang
Would you
match.
support
Can I
if they
just
did
say
ban
this?
it?
Because first of all, Elon Musk is the only current leader in AI that has listened to that feedback, and he's already done something about it by restricting this very, very quickly within 24 hours. Nobody else has done anything. Sam Altman, who runs OpenAI, who saw AI, which not only manipulates pictures of you, but can do videos of you as well. Nothing's happened there. There's no criticism from the left about Sam Altman and OpenAI and ChatGPT.
Right.
No criticism about Google and Google's Gemini platform, who can do exactly the same features. There is a reason why they're going after Elon Musk and why the left are attacking Elon Musk is because you don't like his political opinions. Because unlike those other corporate faceless leaders who don't tell you what they think, who conspire against you with governments, Elon Musk doesn't conspire with governments. He tells you what he thinks, and people don't like it on the left.
Governments.
Well, he doesn't.
Alex, you make me laugh.
He doesn't. And the rest of them do. It's simple as
Do
that.
you know what I think's a bit sad, though? There are a lot of people on the right who talk about the safety of women and children, and I think they're just taking this not as seriously as it needs to be deserved. I mean, at the end of the day, it impacts mainly women and children. No one's taking an old bloke and actually doing him in a bikini.
That's not
but
true.
they're doing women, and it's children,
That's
and
not
it's
true.
vile and disgusting, and it needs to be dealt with.
They've done it to Keir Starmer several times by
Yeah, but
chucking
of
him
course
in a
they've done
bikini,
it
and I would
to Keir
argue
Starmer.
that also has a role to play in why he is so bothered about it, because of pettiness and ego.
Did he not look good in a bikini?
I have seen better-looking people in bikinis. Yes.
The thing is, right,
Alex's point makes clear, that is not his body, it is a digital recreation.
The thing is, we all want. Of course, no one is saying that this is a good thing that you're able to do this, right? Nobody is saying that. What my point is this: there is selective outrage on the left. You've been able to do these deep fakes on other platforms for a very, very long time. It's prolific on Facebook, it's prolific on Instagram, and it's prolific on TikTok. But none of them have faced criticism. No government, no Prime Minister's come out and said anything.
Because Elon Musk has been spending the last year criticising the Online Safety Act on spurious grounds, basically because of his own business interests.
Interestingly, I'm not a supporter of the Online Safety Act because I do not believe it will sort out these issues, and I do believe it is another form of control against adults.
Yeah.
So I don't want control of adults, but I do think we have a right to our own images when they're manipulated.
Exactly. And all this stuff about them being deepfakes, for all intents and purposes, it will look like you and me. There is no way you're going to
Well, it can't look exactly like your body.
My son on there. And
but all I was clarifying for the audience to say, because it's not exactly your body that they're putting on you. So
Can I just finish?
There's a big difference.
Before we finish, Will, do you really think this is the first salvo in banning X? Or is this a negotiation tactic? In which case, of course, the threat of banning it is the way to deal with a tyrant like Elon Musk, isn't it?
I have no evidence that Keir Starmer has any skill in negotiation whatsoever. So I would suggest that this is a very real threat to banning.
He has a point. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to blame it on Ofcom. They're going to wash their hands of it by saying, we have empowered Ofcom. We're basically saying to Ofcom, you must do this. So they are actually... My worry here is this is actually part of a bigger picture. Jury trials are going. We're cancelling elections left, right and centre. Now we're going to ban X. This is about free speech. Whilst two things can be true at the same time. That scares me, the free speech element, but so is the thought of my daughter's image being manipulated on the dark web.
Absolutely. Well,